the hell? Welcome back to the worst channel on all of YouTube. I'm here to review what most certainly is not yet another cash grab for Dragon Ball Super Superhero. This time we're going to be taking a look at the S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball Superhero Vegeta Superhero, or as most sane people call this, Superhero Vegeta. The last one we decided to take a look at wasn't too great. This one came out June of 2022 at a retail price of 35 bucks. That's basically all you need to know. Let's just hope he is better, why not we? The box is exactly the same as what you've come to expect out of Goku and Piccolo, so I'm not even going to bother explaining it to you, because it is effectively the same thing, just with Vegeta instead of anyone else. Let's get him out of the box.
Stop this!
Seeing as this is just another Vegeta, I don't see the reason to do any height comparisons this time around, so here's his paint and sculpt. As far as the sculpt work goes, it's at least new. They made him a new torso, and it looks fine. It looks a little chubby, but ultimately not terrible. The legs are Broly movie Vegeta. You will come to see that very shortly. And the arms are the same things that we've been getting since Super Vegeta, which is not accurate to the movie. There's also an obvious mismatch between the flesh tone on his bicep and his forearm. You can see very clearly that for some bizarre reason they casted his lower arm out of white plastic, whereas the upper arm was casted out of flesh tone plastic. I don't know why they did it like this, but it definitely throws the aesthetic off when you look at it. On a shelf, you're probably not going to notice it, but up close, you're absolutely going to notice. As far as the head goes, it's fine. Faces, I can tell you, are at most retools of what we got with Broly movie Vegeta. All I can say though is that the hair, at least on the back, is absolutely Broly movie Vegeta. Another classic Tamashii Nations W. So here are all of Vegeta's accessories laid out in front of you. That's what he actually comes with. It is run of the mill. You get a smirking face, complete with wide eyes for some reason. A yelling face with narrow eyes for some reason, gritted teeth face which looks somewhat proper, as well as the recycled remains of Super Vegeta, thumbs up hand, martial arts pose hands, Gallic gun hands, and blasting hands. So in short, you get the same faces as you'd expect, and you get the same exact hands as we've been getting for the last 6 years now. Boy, this certainly doesn't seem like a budget release. The articulation is where most people tend to bitch about this figure, and you know, I would normally pull some au contraire misero type of shit. Unfortunately, I can't. Head is on a ball hinge, doesn't really look up as far as the older figures do though. Can look down pretty far. Some pretty decent neck tilt. Full 360 out of the bicep, no real issues there, maybe a bit loose. Butterfly joint is completely worthless on this figure. You cannot get him to cross his chest for shit. Bicep swivel is functional, no issues there. Double joint at the miscolored elbow, wrist pivot and swivel on a ball hinge. Pretty decent lean forward, nothing special going back, and some kind of pitiful side to side movement, but he can rotate all the way around, so that's nice. Get some pitiful splits out of his thighs here. You cannot get him to kick forward and back for shit, because this is the Broly movie Vegeta, which the legs on that fucking sucked. Very stiff thigh swivel. Very, very tight functional double knee joint. And the usual god-awful 2.0 Vegeta ankles, complete with a side of Tamashii Nation's quality. Yeah. That's an issue on my copy. I don't know how that happened. It happened like less than a day after I got this thing. And I have absolutely no idea what the fuck caused it. All I know is that it completely renders the toe hinge on one side of the figure's body completely useless. Also, if you push it down, it comes out. So that's wonderful. Thanks a lot, Tamashii. Yeah, that about does it for Vegeta. Let's move on to my final thoughts, shall we? As for my final thoughts on the Dragon Ball Superhero Vegeta Superhero S.H.Figuarts figure, and I still fucking hate that movie's name. It's alright. There have definitely been better Vegetas, don't get me wrong, like way better Vegetas, and as a matter of fact, there is a better Vegeta on the market right now. The only problem is, this is the only decent base form Vegeta that's currently available at a reasonable price on the market. So if you don't have the money to fork over for the Scouter Vegeta, or any other Vegeta for that matter, then this one will do as a good stand-in. But if you already have any other base form Vegeta, then this one probably isn't going to be worth your time. The articulation is very finicky. It's very tough to pose him. Getting him into this pose was unbelievably difficult, even if the joints were very smooth, which is something that some of these other figures that have been coming out as of late can't say. The engineering is absolutely terrible on this figure. The legs don't work as they probably intended to, and posing him is a bitch. Stack that on top of the already god-awful ankle designs for 2.0 Vegetas, and this one is not too great. As far as everything else goes, I mean, he looks nice. There are some noticeable fuck-ups that Tamashii did with him. Again, the lovely elbows, but overall it's decently accurate to the film. I'll give it that much. Just don't go into this expecting the best Vegeta you're ever gonna handle, because it's pretty far from that. I would still go as far as to say the 2011 Vegeta is the best one, and they haven't topped him since. Yeah, now that my execution date has been scheduled, this has been Dipper Games 420, throwing all of my social credit away, and seeing you guys next time. 天上太阳红呀红彤彤哎，心中的太阳是毛泽东哎，他领导我们的解放哎，正义翻身